Fine, guys. Let's start the session. Let me go and open one notepad. And let me keep here. What is the agenda for today's classes? What is the agenda for today's classes? In today's class, we'll go and discuss about complete introduction to what? Microsoft Power Platform. Complete introduction to what? Microsoft Power Platform, right? So in today's class, coming 60 minutes of time, so we are going to understand the complete introduction to Power Platform. So what we'll understand, we'll discuss what type of software it is, what is Power Platform, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. And also we'll understand who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. So in detail about Microsoft Power Platform, we are going to understand now in today's class, right? Fine. So first of all, let me go and list out the different points, guys. I'll go and list out all the different points here, which I'm going to cover now in today's class, right? So the first point we'll understand what is Power Platform. The first point we'll understand about what is Power Platform. And the second point we'll understand in today's class, what is meant by business applications. What is meant by business applications. And next, third point to understand in today's class is how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. Third point to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, right? So this is the third point to understand, guys. Third point. We'll understand about what is business applications, and then we'll understand how to implement them using Power Platform. And also one more point we'll understand. Next point, Power Platform architecture. Power Platform architecture, right? So what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? Let me show you. Let me go and open the Power Platform architecture, guys. So this is what the Power Platform architecture. So by the end of this today's class, you'll come to know what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform, right? Fine. So these are all the points. Which we are going to discuss now in today's class, guys, right? So now among all those, first let me go and discuss about what is Power Platform. First, we'll understand about what is Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys. For now, 10 high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. For now, at 10 high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So try to understand, guys. Within the Power Platform, what we can do here is we can create the apps. Within the Power Platform, we can do what? We can create the apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. And within the Power Platform, we can create the chatbots. And within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. And within the Power Platform, we can store the data. It acts as one of the data source. And also within the Power Platform, we can do what? We can do the data analysis. So these are all the 6 things which we are able to implement within the Power Platform, guys. So for now, just keep in mind at a high level what things we can implement within the Power Platform. These are all the 6 things which we are able to implement within the Power Platform. So how to implement them and why we need to implement, you'll come to know. You'll understand, guys. I'll explain you all these points in a detailed way. For now, keep in mind at a high level, these are all the things which we are able to implement with the help of Power Platform. How to implement, why we need to implement, you'll come to know, right? Fine. So now along with this, we'll understand 2 more points. The next point to understand, that is, who will use the Power Platform software? Who will use what? Power Platform software. And also we'll understand one more point, that is who will hire Power Platform developers. Who will hire whom? The Power Platform developers, right? So these are all the points we are going to cover now in today's class, guys. I'm listing out all the different points which I'm going to cover now in today's class at a high level. So now we'll discuss each and every point in a detailed way. So among all those different points, first let's start discussing about who will use Power Platform and who will hide the Power Platform developers. First, we'll try to understand these 2 points, guys, right? Now, let's who will use the Power Platform now? Let's discuss about this point first. Who will use Power Platform? Let me keep here, guys. Let's say if there is any company, whatever the company it is, if you take any company, guys. So if there is any company, the companies will do what? As we know that the companies will do some business, right? Companies will do what? They'll do some business. So now, let's take well-known companies for us, guys. Let's take Amazon. Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Some e-commerce business. And let's take some other company, ICICI. They're doing some business called what? Banking business. They're doing some business called what? Banking business. And let's take some other company like Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business called what? Food business, right? So like this, if you take any company, guys, whatever the company is, they will do what? They'll do some business, right? Okay, fine. Now, let's take an example of Amazon. Amazon is one company, guys. They're doing what business? They're doing the e-commerce business, right? Now, do you people think that, try to understand this point. Do you people think that Amazon company directly, they started doing, they started doing the e-commerce business? Do you people think that Amazon company directly, they can go and start doing the e-commerce business? No. So before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? You'll understand, guys. Or if you take ICICI, ICICI is doing some banking business now. Do you people think that ICICI company directly they started doing the banking business? No. So before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Let me explain. Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement some applications, guys. Before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? They need to go and implement some applications. Okay. Now, what applications the companies need to implement before going to start the business? They need to implement what applications means? Business applications, guys. Let me mention that point here. So now, what we understand still now we understand that before going to start the business, before going to start what? Business, what the companies need to do? The companies need to go and implement some applications. The companies need to do what? They need to go and implement the applications. What applications? Business applications. Okay, fine. So still now we understand before going to start the business, companies need to implement some business applications. Okay. Now, next point we need to understand what are called as business applications, guys. Okay. Before going to start the e-commerce business, Amazon company need to implement some business applications. Now, what are called as business applications? Let me give an example. Let me give the examples of business applications. Apps. So if you take Amazon, Amazon company, they'll have some apps or not. Yes, Amazon company will have some app. Now, app is one of the business application. App is one of the business application. Now, Amazon company, they'll have some website or not. Yes, website is one of the business application. And next, let's take nowadays they are creating chatbots. Top MNC companies are creating chatbot. Chatbot is one of the business application or not? Yes, it is one of the business application, right? And most of the companies will do the automations, guys. Amazon company will do some automations or not? Yes, they'll do. So to do the automations, they need to have another application. And also, Amazon company, they are doing the e-commerce business. So they'll have some business data. If you're doing some business means, then you'll have some business data. Now, where the companies will store the business data? In the data sources. So data source is also one of the business application. Why? Because it is the place where the company is storing their business data. And also companies will do what? They'll do the data analysis. So to do the data analysis, they need to have what? Another application, right? So these are all called as business applications, guys. If you take any company now, either Amazon, ICICI, Swiggy, Zomato, any company if you take, there is no doubt those companies will have these business applications, guys. Every company must and should, they'll have the apps. Without having the app, doing the business nowadays, it is not an easy task. Must and should you require some website to start any business. And recently, they come up with chatbot. Top MNC companies are creating the chatbots. And automations, yes, there is no doubt. Without doing automations, nowadays doing the business is not an easy case. Must and should, if you're doing some business means must, you need to go and do some automations there. To do the automations, we'll need to have an application. And also, if you are doing some business means must and should, you'll have the business data. Where we need to store the data means data sources. So data source is also one of the business application. And also, if you are doing some business means, then you will analyze your business data or not. Analyzing means what? Whether you are getting the profit or whether you are getting the loss, what is the sales you are doing. That is called as data analysis. So these are all comes under business applications. Guys, whatever the applications you are using within the business, whatever the applications you are using within your business, those comes under, those are all called as business applications. Those are all comes under where? Business applications. If you take any of these companies, those companies will have these business applications, guys, right? Okay. So now we understand, before going to start the business, what the companies need to do. Companies need to go and implement what? Business applications. Now, what are called as business applications? These are all comes under the business applications, guys. These are all comes under where? Business applications, right? Okay. Now, my requirement, I want to implement this business applications, guys. I want to go and create some apps, websites, chatbot, automation. I want to do all these business applications. So to implement all the business applications, we need to have one software. To implement these business applications, must you need to have some softwares. So what that software nowadays companies are using in order to go and implement that business applications is, what software companies are using? Power Platform. Let me go and mention that point here, guys. So in order to go and implement the business applications, companies are using which software? Power Platform software. In order to go and implement the business applications, companies are using which software? Power Platform software, right? Okay. Now, okay, here we understand who will use Power Platform. Who will use Power Platform? As we come to know, if there is any company, if the company wants to start some business, then before going to start the business, companies need to implement some business applications. To implement the business applications, we need to use the software called what? Power Platform. We are using the software Power Platform. Right. Who will use Power Platform means companies will use it. Companies. And also one more point we understand here. Power Platform is used for what? One more point we understand. Yes. Power Platform is used for what? We come to know Power Platform is used to implement the business applications. Okay, 2 points we understand. Who will use Power Platform? And also Power Platform is used for what? It is used to implement the business applications. Okay, fine. And now the next point we need to understand, who will hire the Power Platform developers now? So for this question also the answer will be same case. Now who will hire the Power Platform developers means, who will hire the Power Platform developers means, which company, whichever the companies are using the Power Platform software, which company is using what? Which company is using the Power Platform software to implement what? To implement the business applications. The same company will go and hire whom? The same companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers, guys. So who will hire the Power Platform developers means, which company is using the Power Platform software? The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers, right? Okay. Now, next point we need to understand, why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers. Why these companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. Power Platform developers will work with which software? Power Platform software. With the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will do what? They'll go and implement the business applications. With the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will do what? They'll go and implement the business applications. Once after implementing the business applications, with the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Finally, companies will start doing the business case, right? Okay. So clearly we understand here now. Clearly we understand who will use Power Platform, who will hire the Power Platform developers, and also one more point, Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used to implement the business applications, right? So let me go and mention that point here. So as we come to know, nowadays companies are using Power Platform software. Companies are using what? Power Platform software to implement to implement the business applications. Nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications, right? Okay, fine. And now try to understand, guys. Now, next my requirement from here, we need to understand two more points. From here, we need to understand two more points. What we need to understand, guys? Let me explain. What we need to understand from here is the first point we need to know here. I said that before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Before going to start the business, the companies need to do what? First, they need to go and implement the business applications. Correct? Yes. So now why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? This is what the first point we need to understand is. The first point we need to understand why the companies need to implement business applications before going to start the business. What's the need of them? And the second point we need to understand how to implement this business applications using what? Power Platform. How to implement the business applications using what? Power Platform. So how you need to implement the business applications with the help of Power Platform software. These 2 points we need to understand. So first, let me go and keep here. Let me go and mention those 2 points, guys. First, we need to understand about what is the need of business applications. What is the need of business applications? And the second point, we need to understand how to implement the business applications. How to implement what? The business applications using Power Platform software. These 2 points we need to understand now, right? Fine. So first, let me go and discuss about what is the need of business applications. Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business. What's the need of them? Let me mention here, guys. So business applications are used to implement. These are used to implement or streamline. These are used to implement or streamline the business process of an organization. Simple guess. Simple. So business applications are used for what? These are used to implement or streamline. What you want to streamline? The business process of the organization. So every business or every company, they'll have some process, guys. They'll have some business process. Now my requirement, I want to streamline that business process. What is my requirement? I want to streamline the complete business process of the organization. So if you want to streamline the business process of the organizations, then must and should we need to go and use what? Business applications, guys. So what I'm telling here, every business, they'll have some process, guys. If you take Amazon, SASA, Swiggy, Zomato, any company, they'll have some business process on it. Yes, definitely they'll have some business process. Now I want to streamline the business process. To streamline, go and use what? Business applications. So what is the need? What is the need of business applications means? Business applications are used to streamline the business process of what? Organizations. It is used to streamline the business process of an organization, right? Fine. Okay. Now we understand what is the need of business applications. These are used to streamline the business process of organization. And now here we need to understand one point called what is meant by business process. I used one word called business process. What is meant by business process now? Business process will involve in multiple activities, comma tasks, activities, comma tasks, and rules that are used to implement the process of an organization. Simple. What the business process? Business process contains what? business process will involve in multiple activities, tasks, and rules. That means if you're doing some business means in the business, you will be doing some multiple activities and you will do some multiple tasks. While doing these activities and tasks, there is some rules we need to follow. So now by using what you can define all these activities, tasks, and rules means with the help of business applications only. With the help of these business applications, we can implement all the multiple activities, tasks, and rules that are used to implement the process of what? Organization, right? Okay, here we understand what is the need of business applications and also what is meant by business process. Now, the next point we need to understand how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. We need to understand this point, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, right? So before now, before going to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, we need to understand one point here, guys. What we need to understand here is while implementing the business applications, while implementing what? Business applications, there should be one process we need to follow. While implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. So it is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. There should be one process we need to follow, guys. That process will call it as business applications process. We'll call it as what? Business applications process. So first we'll understand what is meant by this business applications process. What is this? Business applications process. Once after understanding about the business applications process, we'll understand how to implement them using Power Platform, right? Okay, fine. Let me go and open the architecture of business applications process, guys, so that you'll understand a better way. Let me open the Power business applications architecture, right? So this is what the business applications architecture, guys. Business applications process architecture, right? So now try to understand. Any company, before if they want to start the business, they need to follow this process. They need to follow this business applications process. Now let's try to understand what are the different steps and stages involved in the business applications process, guys. So while implementing the business applications for any organization, always recommended to go and start with front-end applications, guys. Always it is recommended to start with what? Front-end applications, right? So if you are implementing the business applications for any organization, always it is recommended to start with implementing front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps, websites, and then chatbot. These three comes under front-end. Front-end applications means whatever the applications customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes under front-end, guys. So these three applications, apps, website, chatbot, these three customers are able to see it. So these three comes under front-end. Now, once after implementing the front-end applications, second preference is for what? Next, we need to go and implement the data sources. Second, we need to go and implement what? Data sources. What is meant by data sources now? This is step 2. Data sources is nothing but what? The place where the companies will store their business data, guys. Data sources is nothing but what? The place where the companies will store the business data. And next, third step. Third step is for what? Automation. Automation. So nowadays, without doing automations, doing some business, it is not an easy task, guys. Third step is implementing what? Automations. And then finally, the fourth step is what? The last step or the fourth step is what? Data analysis. The fourth step is what? Data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. These are all the visuals, guys. These are all called as what? Visuals. So the group of visuals will call it as what? Report. These are all the visuals. A group of visuals will call it as report. So data analysis means showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, right? So these are all the 4 steps involved in this case. So now we come to know business applications process is a how many step process? It's a 4-step process. Let me keep here. Business applications process is a 4-step process. What are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps, website, and chatbot. Second step is what? Data sources, the place where the company will store the business data. And third step is for what? Automations. And then finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. These are the four steps involved in this case, right? And always I said that it is recommended to start with where? Front-end applications. Always recommended to start with the front-end applications, right? So let's say, irrespective of starting with front-end applications, let's say, irrespective of starting with front-end, you started with data analysis first. You decided to start with data analysis first. Now it is possible to start with data analysis initially means no, guys, it is impossible. It is not possible to start with data analysis initially. Why? Because this data analysis depends on what? Data sources. Why it is not possible means this data analysis is depending on the data sources. That means if you want to perform the data analysis, first of all, we need to have the data sources. Without having the data sources, it is not possible to do the data analysis. And also, okay, if you have the data sources, then you can do the data analysis means no. Again, this data sources depends on what? Front-end applications. This data sources depends on what? Front-end applications. And also this automations, majority of the times, it depends on the data sources. And even sometimes automations depends on the front-end applications also, guys. So now what you understand here, what you understand. So whatever the four-step business applications process will have, these four steps are connected with each other internally. Whatever the four-step business applications process will have, these four steps are connected with each other internally, guys. So how these four steps are connected and why they are connected, you will come to know, you'll understand. For now, keep in mind, this is what the business applications process architecture always recommended to start with front end. And also these four steps are connected with each other internally. How they are connected and why they are connected, you will come to know. I'll explain you, right? So let me go and mention that point here, guys. As we come to know, business applications process is a how many step process? It's a four-step process. Business applications process is a four-step process. What are the four steps involved in this? Let me list out. First one is what? Front-end applications. Front-end applications. And second one is what? Data sources. Third one is what? Automation. And then fourth one is what? Data analysis. These are the four steps involved in this case. These are the four steps involved in this. So now we'll understand step-by-step process in a detail. We'll understand what is front-end applications. We'll understand about data sources. We'll understand about automations and also the data analysis. And also you'll come to know how the data analysis is depending on the data sources, how the data sources is depending on front-end applications, and how this automations is depending on the data sources. You'll understand, guys. I'll explain you this four-step business applications process in a detailed way, right? Fine. Okay. Now let's start understanding this four-step business applications process, right? So in this four-step business applications process, as I said, that always recommended to start with what? Front end. So front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, websites, and then chatbot. These three will comes under the front end, guys. These three will comes under where? Front end. Front end applications means creating apps, websites, and then chatbot. Right? Okay. Now let's take one more point here. In order to go and understand this four-step business applications process in a better way, to understand this process in a better way, let us assume that we are going to implement the business applications process for one of these companies. Any company, guys, you can take any company, the process will be same. So now let us assume that we are going to implement this business applications process for Swiggy company. I think Swiggy company, you know, people, all you people, well-known company. Let's take Swiggy. So let us assume that we are going to implement this business applications process for which company? For Swiggy company. And the Swiggy company is doing what business? Food business. Keep in mind these 2 points, guys. What 2 points? To understand the business applications process in a better way, let us assume that we are implementing the business applications process for one of the companies, Swiggy. Swiggy is doing what business? food business. Okay, keep in mind these 2 points. Now, Swiggy, let us assume Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications, guys. Swiggy company, they are ready with what? Front-end applications. So now, if the company is ready with front-end applications, if the company is ready with what? Front-end applications, then slowly they can start doing the business case. If the company is ready with front-end, then slowly they can start doing what? Business, right? Okay. Now, as Swiggy is doing some food business, now let's take I'm the customer. Let us assume I'm the customer. Now I want to buy some food item from Swiggy. If you want to buy some food item from Swiggy, what we'll do as a customer? First of all, we need to download and install the Swiggy app in your mobile phone. We need to download and install the Swiggy app in the mobile phone. Once after downloading and installing the Swiggy app, next we'll do what? We are going to place an order. Next we'll do what? We'll go and place an order. Now, once the order is placed, uh, what the Swiggy company will do, once the order is placed successfully, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to the customer within 30 minutes to 1 hour, guys. Hardly it will take 1 hour, not more than that. So within 30 minutes to 1 hour, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to the customer, right? This is what we know, guys. This is what we know as a customer. But try to understand one point here. You are once after completion of this course, you are going to work as a Power Apps developer or a Power Platform developer. Yes, you are going to work as what? Power Apps developer or a Power Platform developer. So now, as a Power Platform developer, you need to understand one point here. What you need to understand here is, whenever the customer places an order in the app, whenever customer places an order in the app, what is happening internally means customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company, guys. But customer doesn't know. Customer doesn't know that he is generating the business data for Swiggy company. But it is happening internally, guys. Let's say I'm the customer. I am placing an order in the Swiggy app. If I place an order means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. Now, what kind of business data the customers will generate once the order is placed? Let me explain here, guys. Customers will generate what kind of data means? Orders data. Orders data, like order ID. For every order, it will generate one ID, order ID, sales of that order, profits data, profit of that order, sales data, profits data. And also they'll have what? Food item, which food item customer is placing the order. And also they'll generate what? Restaurants related data. What is the restaurant? Which restaurant? What's the restaurant customers are selecting to prepare the food? And also they'll generate what? Customers related data like customer ID, customer name, mobile number, delivery address, delivery time, delivery date. So like this, it will generate some lot of information, guys, right? Yes, this is called as orders data. But in the IT terminology, we don't call it as orders data. We'll call it as what? Business data. We'll call it as what? Business data, right? Okay, fine. So now what we understand, whenever the customer places an order, what the customer is doing means he is generating some business data. What kind of business data? This kind of business data the customers will generate. Now, where the company will store the details of the order. Let's say I'm placing an order, right? So that I'm generating this kind of business data. This is called as orders data. Now, where the company will store the orders data or business data, guys? Companies will store the data in the data sources. The complete details of that order, whatever the order the customer is placed, the complete details of that order will be stored in where? Data sources. So once the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order automatically comes into where? Data sources. The complete details of that order, it automatically comes into the data sources. Now, data sources contains what? Business data. Let me keep that point here. Data sources contains what? Business data. And in which format? Companies will store the business data in the data sources. Companies will store the business data in the form of tables. In which format companies will store the business data in the data sources means they'll store the data in the form of tabular format. Yes. They'll store the data in the form of what? Tables. Keep in mind up to here. So we understand step one, that is get the apps and data sources. We understand step one and step two. Next, let's discuss about step three, guys. That is nothing but automation. Automation is nothing but what? Sending the automated emails to customers, sending the automated text messages to the customers, and getting the auto approvals process. So these things we can do automatically. These things we can do it automatically, right? Now we need to understand where the Swiggy company will go into the automations. Where the Swiggy company will go and perform what? Automations. So if you observe, guys, if you observe, whenever the order is placed in the app, if you place an order in the app, if you observe, Swiggy company will send one confirmation email to you that your order is placed successfully. Thanks for placing the order. And in the body of that email, you can see the details of the order you placed, right? So Swiggy company will send one confirmation email to the customer once the order is placed successfully. Now, do you people think that whatever the mails the Swiggy company is sending to you, those mails are sent by the humans or those are system generated emails? Someone please respond, online people. Whatever the mails Swiggy company is sending to the customer, those are sent by the humans or
System generated.
system generated? Correct. So those mails are not sent by the humans, guys. Those are system generated, automated emails. Now, why Swiggy company is sending the emails to the customers automatically? Why they are not using the humans to send the emails? Because there are two major reasons, guys. How many? There are two major. There are a lot of reasons will be there, but let me explain two major reasons. Why Swiggy company is sending the emails automatically to the customers is because let us assume in Swiggy app, how many customers will place the orders in a day? Complete in India, like major cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune. Let's take major cities. How many customers will place the orders in a day?
2 lakhs,
Let's take some average number. Let's take
5
some
lakhs,
average number,
2
5 lakhs or
lakhs.
1 lakh or 2 lakh. Let some number I'm taking average. Let's take 50,000. I'm taking small number here. So let's take 50,000 orders are placed in a day, or 50,000 customers are placing the orders. Anyone is fine. So now for all the 50,000 customers, once the order is placed, Swiggy company need to send one confirmation email or not? Yes, they'll send. They'll send one confirmation email to the customer that your order is placed successfully. And also they'll send one confirmation email to the restaurant that you need to prepare so and so food item. Yes, sir. And also they'll send another one more email to the customer that your order is delivered successfully. Once the order is delivered, you'll be getting another one more email notification. So here in this scenario, how many mails the Swiggy company need to send per day in a day? Total 1.5 lakh emails. How many mails in a day? Total 1.5 lakh emails in a day. Now tell me, it is possible to send 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans? Humans can able to send 1.5 lakh emails in a day? No, guys. It is not possible. It is not easy to send 1.5 lakh emails per day manually with the help of humans. But let us assume Swiggy company, but let us assume that Swiggy company decided to do this work with the help of humans only. So they are hiring some big manpower. Let's take they're hiring some big manpower, like thousands of employees. Let's say they're hiring some manpower, like some number, case average number, 30,000 employees. Let's take Swiggy company is hiring some 30,000 employees just to send 1.5 lakh emails per day. Right? Okay, maybe 30,000 employees, 1.5 lakh emails per day, maybe they can do, they can send. Okay, fine. Up to here is good. Okay, no problem. But second point we need to understand here, when the Swiggy company will send the email to the customer and to the restaurant, once the customer places an order in the app, immediately within the fraction of seconds, guys, it doesn't take much time. Hardly, it will take 4 to 5 seconds. Within 4 to 5 seconds, Swiggy company will send the confirmation email to the customer and also to the restaurant. Now someone can answer online people, even though you have 30,000 employees, these 30,000 employees, they can able to send the email to the customer and to the restaurants in 4 to 5 seconds by
No, sir.
No,
understanding. No, correct. By understanding who is the customer placed an order, what order the customer is placed, what is the order ID, understanding the orders data, and then composing the email, sending that email to the customer within 4 to 5 seconds. It is not possible even with the 30,000 employees case. If this 30,000 employees wants to do this work in 40 seconds means no, it is not possible. So like this, every company will have some repeated work process case. This is called as what? Repeated work process. Every company will have this kind of repeated work process. So now if you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans means no, it is not possible case. It is not possible. It is not possible to do this kind of work with the help of humans. So in order to go and do this work, companies are using what? They are using some systems or softwares. So if you are doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, then we are calling it as what? Automation. So now we understand where the Swiggy company will do the automations, guys, right? This is one of the work process where the Swiggy company will do, which we know. This is one of the work process which we know as a customer. But don't think that Swiggy company will have only this work process. Swiggy company will have multiple or n number of work process will be there, guys. To do all those work process, they are using some system or software. They are doing some work with the help of systems means then we'll call it as automation. So when the Swiggy company will send an email to the customer now, once the customer places an order, what happens? Immediately the data comes here in a fraction of seconds, guys. Hardly it will take one second to the data comes into the data sources. Once the data comes here into the data sources, immediately by taking the data as a reference, Swiggy company will send one automated email to the customer. When it will send an email, once the data comes into the data sources, then immediately by taking that data as a reference, it will go and send one automated email. Right? Okay. Now we understand where the Swiggy company will do automations. And then finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports. So nowadays, most of the companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports only, guys. Most of the companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports. Now, okay, if you want to create the visuals or reports for data analysis purpose, then first of all, we need to have the data. If you want to create the visuals or reports means, first of all, we need to have the data. So now, to create the visuals or reports, from where we need to take the data? Someone can answer. From where we need to take the data to create the visuals or reports now?
Data source.
Data sources, correct.
That is
So as we know that, correct. So as we know that already, where the company will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. Let me keep in the form of what? Tables. Companies will store the business data in the data sources in the form of tables. So let's take, there is one table here. Let's take, as we are discussing about orders data, let me keep here the sales table. Sales table and orders table both are same, guys. Let's take, I'm having one sales table. And in this table, let's take, I'm having 10 million sales records is there. How many orders data I'm having? 10 million. Now, if 10 million means it is not a less number, guys. Huge data it is. So if you have this kind of huge volumes of data in the form of tables, then it is possible to understand that data means no. It is not possible to understand this data, guys. So in order to go and understand this data in a better way, what companies are doing, whatever the data is there in the form of tables, they are showing that data in the form of visuals or reports. So once after showing that data in the form of visuals or reports, then by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will do what? They will analyze the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. So now let me open one report, guys. I'll open one report so that you'll understand a better way. Let me go and open one report now. I'm going to open one report. So by seeing that report, you'll understand how the companies will analyze the data in the form of visuals or reports. And in this report also, I'm taking the same data, orders data. As we are discussing about orders data, I'm showing the same data here, guys. So here there is a table called orders table. There is a table called what? Orders table. In this table, I'm having some orders data. So I'm having around 10,000 rows is there, 10,000 orders data is there. So now I'm showing this data in the form of visuals here. These are all the visuals. These are all the visuals. The group of visuals will call it as what report. This complete is one report. This complete is one report. So here, what is the report name? Sales analysis report. What's the report name? Sales analysis report. Right? Here I'm showing what total quantity. Quantity means what? Total number of products they are selling to the customers. And next here I'm showing what? Total sales, total profit, total orders placed, total discounts they are providing to the customers. And here I'm showing what? Sales by category. So category wise, what's the sales? Which category is doing what sales? By seeing this visual, easily you can understand which category is doing the highest sales, technology, which is doing the less sales, office supplies. And next here I'm showing the region wise sales, different regions and their sales. By seeing this visual, easily you can understand which region is doing the highest sales, west, which is doing the less sales, south, right? So like this, we can whatever the data is there in the form of table, we can show that data in the form of visuals or reports, guys. So once after creating the visuals or reports, then we will share this report to the client. That means for the business user. By seeing these visuals or reports, the companies or the business users will go and analyze their business data, right? So this is called as data analysis, guys. Simple data analysis means showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. To show the data, from where we'll take it? From the data sources, right? So this is all about the 4-step business applications process, guys. Now, whatever I discussed till now, let me go and mention those points here. First point, front-end applications. I said that front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, command, websites, command, chatbots. These three comes under where? Front-end. And next, data sources. I said that data sources means what?
Database.
Let me keep here. Place where companies will store their business data is known as data sources. The place where the companies will store their business data is known as what? Data sources, right? And next, automation. I said that what's meant by automation? Automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any human interactions. Without any human interactions, right? So if you're doing some work, what work? Repeated work. If you're doing some repeated work automatically with the help of, without any human interactions, then it comes under automation. And then finally, data analysis, guys. What is data analysis now? Let me keep here. Data analysis means it is one process. It is one process, guys. Let me keep here. The process of converting the business data. The process of converting what? Business data into what? Actionable information. Into actionable information. Actionable information means visuals or reports, guys. Now, why I'm calling this visuals or reports as an actionable information? Because by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will take some actions, guys. Let's take an example. Here I'm showing the region-wise sales. Now, by seeing this visual, easily they can understand South region is doing very less sales. So what they'll do, they'll take some action now. Immediately, they'll conduct one meeting with their South region sales manager. And they'll come to know why the South region is doing very less sales. And to increase the sales in the South region, what the steps they need to take? They'll take some actions now to increase the sales in the South region. So by seeing the visual as they are taking some actions, that's why I'm calling these visuals or reports are what? That's why I'm calling it as an actionable information, right? Okay. So this is all about this 4-step business applications process, guys, right? So this is all about what is the 4-step business applications process. Now my requirement, I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using our platform. I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform. Then how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. This is what we need to understand now, right? Fine. Now let's start understanding this. How to implement this 4-step business applications process with the help of Power Platform software. Let me go and keep here. Before that, let me go and keep one point here. As we know that Power Platform is used for what, guys? Already we know it is to implement the business applications process, correct? Let me go and mention that point here. So what is Power Platform means? Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Simple. It is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Now, how to implement it? Now, my requirement, I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform, right? Fine. Okay. Now, before going to understand how to implement this business applications process using Power Platform, first try to understand the Power Platform architecture. Try to understand what architecture of Power Platform. Let me go and open the architecture. So this is what the Power Platform architecture. So here, keep in mind 2 points. First of all, you need to keep in mind 2 points here. First point, as we know that Power Platform is used for what? It is used to implement the 4-step business applications. So this is the first point we need to keep in mind. And the second point we need to keep in mind here is Power Platform means don't think that it is a single software, guys. Don't think that Power Platform means it is a single software. No, Power Platform is not a single software, guys. So within the Power Platform, there are different softwares is there. What are the different softwares we'll have? You'll understand. You'll come to know. So for now, keep in mind these 2 points, right? Okay. Now, as we know that Power Platform is to implement the business applications process. So in the business applications process, always it is recommended to start with what? Front end. So now to implement the front end applications, to implement what? Front end applications. What are the different softwares we'll have in the Power Platform? What are the different softwares we'll have? We have the different softwares like Power Apps, Power Pages, and Power Virtual Agent. These are the 3 softwares we'll have. To implement front-end applications. Next, once after front-end, second step is what? Data sources. So now here, if you want to store the business data within the Power Platform means, if you want to store your business data within the Power Platform means, then you can go and use what? Dataverse. You can use what? Dataverse. What is Dataverse means? Dataverse is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform. That means if you want to store your business data within the Power Platform, go and use Dataverse, guys, right? It is an inbuilt software. But not only Dataverse, Power Platform will allows you to store the data in other data sources also, like SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP HANA, Dynamics 365. Like this, it will support hundreds of data sources, guys, hundreds and thousands of data sources it will support to store the data. But what is the inbuilt is? Inbuilt is Dataverse, right? Okay. And then this is step 2, data sources. And next step 3 is nothing but what? Automations. Now to perform the automations, go and use which software? There is a software to perform the automations. What is that? Power Automate. So what is the Power Automate now? Power Automate is used to do some automations. And finally, the 4th step. The 4th step is nothing but what? Data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, we'll go and use which software? Microsoft Power BI. To perform the data analysis, we'll go and use which software? Power BI software. What is the use of Power BI? Power BI is to create the visuals or the reports, guys. Using Power BI, we can create the visuals or the reports. So these are all the different softwares in the Power Platform. So what we understand now, Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. So these are all the different softwares is there. So now, with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we are going to understand how to implement this 4-step business applications process, right? So first of all, let me go and list out the different softwares we'll have. Let me list out all the different softwares we'll have. The first point I need to keep here is, as I said, that Power Platform is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. So what are the different softwares we'll have? Let me list out. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. What are the different softwares we'll have? Let me list out. Power Apps, Power Automate. Third one I am going to keep here, Power BI. Power BI. The fourth one I'm going to keep here, Power Pages. Power Pages. The fifth one I'm going to keep here is Power Virtual Agent. This Power Virtual Agent, they recently changed the name to Copilot Studio. And finally, the sixth one is what? Dataverse. Dataverse. So these are all the different softwares we'll have. How many softwares is there? 6. So with the help of this collection of softwares, what we can do? We are able to implement this 4-step business applications process. Now, let's start implementing, guys. First, start with what? Front end. In the front end, first I want to get what? Apps. Now, to create apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. Go and use which software? Power Apps. Now, what is Power Apps? What is Power Apps? Power Apps. Power Apps is used to create apps or the forms within the Power Platform. Within the Power Platform, if you want to create the apps or the forms, then go and use what? Power Apps, right? Okay. Next, I want to create the website. Now, to create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. What is the use of Power Pages now? Power Pages is used to create. It is used to create the secured web pages. It is used to create what? Secured web pages. So in the Power Platform terminology, we don't call it as websites, guys. We will call it as what? Web pages. To create the web pages, go and use what? Power Pages. And next, I want to create the chartboard. To create the chartboards, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. What is the use of this Power Virtual Agent? This Power Virtual Agent is used to create the AI chartboards, guys. Using AI, here you can create chartboards. Chartboard is something that what? It is just like a customer support. It is just like what? Customer support. So if you want to create any AI chartboards, we can use this Power Virtual Agent, right? Now I done with front end, guys. Now second step is what? Data sources. Already said that what is the data source softwares we'll have in the Power Platform? Dataverse. Now what is Dataverse? Let me keep here. What is Dataverse now? Dataverse is a database software. It is a database software which is used to store the business data within the Power Platform. So if you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, go and use Dataverse, guys. Otherwise, you can use the other data sources also, like SQL, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA, Dynamics. So like this, it will support hundreds and thousands of data sources, guys, right? Okay. And next one is what? Third step about automations. Now, to perform the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. So what is Power Automate now? So Power Automate is an automation software. Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate the repeated work process. So as I said that already, every company will have what? Every company will have some work process, repeated work process. Now, if you want to automate that work process, no. So if you want to automate, I want to automate that process now. So if you want to automate the process, we need to have an automation software. What that software I'm using here? Power Automate. That's what I'm keeping here, guys. Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work in the organizations, right? Okay. And then finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use which software? Power BI. So what is Power BI now? What is Power BI now? So Power BI is a data analytics software. Let me keep this point here. Power BI is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data stored in data sources. So what is Power BI? Power BI is it is a data analytics software. Data analytics, data analysis, both are same, guys. Both are same. Which is used for what? Analyze the business data stored in where? Data sources. So whatever the data stored in the data sources, to analyze this data, we'll use what? Power BI software. So now try to understand, guys. Now with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we are able to implement this 4-step business applications process or not? Yes. With the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we are able to implement the 4-step business applications process, right? Okay, fine. So, and also one more point, whatever the 6 softwares I listed here, the same things I mentioned at the beginning of the class or not. If you see, in the beginning of this today's class, I said that what things we can do with the help of Power Platform. I said that within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. Now to create the apps, we'll use what? Power Apps. And I said that within the Power Platform, we can create the websites. To create the websites, we'll use what? Power Pages. And I said that we can create a chatbot. To create a chatbot, we'll use what? Power Virtual Agent. And to do the automations, we'll use what? Power Automate. To store the data, we'll use what? Dataverse. And to do the data analysis, we'll use what? Power BI. So whatever the 6 points I mentioned here, I said that these are all the things you are able to implement in the Power Platform. Now here you come to know how to implement all this with the help of Power Platform or not? Yes, sir. So here, these are all the 6 softwares we'll have. We understand how to implement this business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform. So now I done with the session, guys. I done with the session. I'll take the questions. Before going take the questions, let me conclude it. Let me conclude the session. So as I said that in today's class, you'll be understanding the complete introduction to Power Platform. So what are the different points we understand? We discussed about what is Power Platform, what is business applications, and then how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, and also the Power Platform architecture. And then next we understand how to implement all these 6 things within the Power Platform, and also we understand why we need to implement. And then we come to know here who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. And then from here, we understand 2 more points. What is the need of business applications? I said that before going to start the business, companies need to implement what? Business applications. Why? Why they need to implement? We understand what's the need of business applications. And the second point, we understand how to implement these business applications using Power Platform. These 2 points also we understand. So while implementing the business applications using Power Platform, there should be one process we need to follow. What is that process? Business applications process. Business applications process is a how many step process? 4 steps. These are the 4 steps involved in this. We understand each and every step in a detailed way, right? And then finally, we come to know how to implement this business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, right? So this is all about the complete introduction to Power Platform. Now I'll take the questions. Now before go and take the questions, please make a note. Make a note. So today is the demo, right? Let us consider today as an introduction class, demo session. So now when the new batch will start, guys? When the new batch will start? Let me do one thing. I'll copy something from here. So to write everything, it will take some lot of time. So I'll just do copy paste. Just copy and then paste it here, right? Okay. Now try to understand, guys, when the new batch will start. Let us consider today is the demo. So the new batch will start from in the next week. In the next week, next Wednesday, next coming Wednesday, we'll start the batch. That is on 5th of August. 5th of August. We'll start the new batch on 5th of August, 2026. That is on Wednesday. And the batch timing is, that is morning, guys. Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. 9 to 10:30 a.m. So this is the batch timings. So new batch will start from when? New batch will start from coming Wednesday, 5th of August, right? And batch timings is what? Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session, guys. As today is the demo, I'm taking for 11 o'clock. But whenever we start the batch from this date onwards, the class timings will be 9 to 10:30. So 1 to 1.5 hour. So it depends on the content. It depends on the content we are discussing. The session will be from 1 hour to 1.5 hour session. And second point, coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. Today is the first class. Coming 2 more classes are free. That is 5th and 6th of August, it is free. So people, you can attend those classes for free. What I'll discuss there in the coming 2 more classes, practicals. So in today's class, I haven't discussed even one point practical, guys. I shown you every point theoretically here. So whatever I discussed here in today's class theoretically, every point I will show you practical at a high level. We'll understand practical at a high level how the Power Platform softwares will work. At a high level, we'll understand how the Power Platform software will work. So as these coming 2 more classes are free, and where we'll be understanding some practicals, don't miss them. It is free of cost. You will attend those first free classes, guys. Once after completion of free classes, 3 free classes, if you are okay with the content, if you are able to understand what I'm speaking, so then you can go and register with us, right? So this is the new batch details. This is what the new batch details. And we started one batch just few days back. We started one batch a few days back. That is on 22nd of this month. Not 22nd, just 27th, guys. So let me keep that point here, not 22nd. So we started a batch just a few days back. That is on 27th. So 27th of July, that is on Monday. So we started one new batch on Monday. That is evening batch, guys. That is evening batch. This batch is already started. This batch is already started. So is there anyone who wants to continue in this batch, evening batch? If this timing is suitable for you, you can join in this batch also, guys. So for this batch, I completed the 5 classes, 5 introduction classes, not the actual classes. I completed how many classes? I completed all the 5 introduction classes. Let me open that introduction classes. So if people, those who want to continue in this batch, guys, so who are feasible with the evening slot, they can go and opt for this batch. Let me go and open. So for this batch, I done with 4 classes till now, or 5 classes, I think. So these are all the classes we covered. Introduction to Power Platform. Today you completed this. Today, whatever I discussed, this is the class 1 for you. It is already completed. And introduction to Power Apps. So this class you need to watch, guys. This class and this class you need to refer. So remaining classes, it is not required. It is not required for now. because in the evening batch, in this batch, what I started means I started with Power Apps. I started there what? Power Apps. So if you want to join in this batch, you can continue from today onwards. Today at 7:30, we have the class 2. Today at 7:30, we have the class 2. Only one class is completed. So if people, those who want to continue in this batch, you can reach out to my team and you can ask them to share these recordings. You can go to the recordings, and if you want to continue in this 7:30 batch, you can enroll and you can get the new meeting link to attend the classes from today itself. This is only for the people, those who are looking for evening batch. As only 2 sessions are completed, you can go through them through recordings and you can join the live sessions from today. And people, those who are feasible with the new batch, so we'll start the new batch in a week. In the next coming Wednesday, I'm going to start the new batch, so you can join there. Right? This is only for the people, those who are looking for evening sleeps, guys. Evening 7:30 p.m. So it is up to you. And coming to today's class, whatever I discussed, regarding that, I will share one mail with you. In that mail, you will get the class notes, you will get the recorded video, and you will get the course content. And course duration is 2 months, daily 1 to 1.5 hours. I think all of you received the course content, right? If not, anyway, I will share it again. This is the course content. So clearly, topic wise, I listed here. I'll request you people go and walk through the content once so that you'll understand in a better way. So it is around 15 pages content is there. I'll request you people go and refer this content once so that you'll come to know what I'm going to cover, right? 2 months is the duration, daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. So, and next, live classes is for up to 6 months, guys. So within 2 months, we'll complete the course. There is no doubt in that. 2 months, we'll complete the course. So even after completion of the course, you have the access to attend the classes up to how many months? 6 months from the date of joining. Why? Because, so keeping in mind the different reasons from the student's point of view, so they are not able to complete attending the live sessions in 2 months. So due to some personal reasons. So keeping in mind all the reasons from the student's point of view, I'm giving the access to attend the live classes up to 6 months, right? And next, I said that 2 months is the duration, right? In this 2 months, what the skills you are going to learn? Skills you are going to learn in the 2 months. So we are going to concentrate more on Power Apps and Power Automate, guys. More on Power Apps and Power. So Power Apps, we are going to discuss about Canvas app. And in the Power Automate, we are going to discuss about the Cloud Flows. These two, Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to concentrate more. This is the main agenda for this batch. So both Power Apps and Power Automate will be discussing from the basic to advanced, from basics to expert level case. Advanced level, I'll cover. So once after completion of this course, Power Apps and Power Automate, you people comfortably can keep maximum of 3 years of experience relevant to Power Apps and Power Automate, right? How much experience that you can keep after completion of this course? Maximum 3 years relevant experience to Power Apps and Power. That much knowledge you gain here. So make a note, this course is not designed keeping in mind the freshers case. This course is designed keeping in mind the experienced people. So every topic or every scenario we'll be discussing from basics to advanced level, right? So these are the 2 skills you are going to learn in the 2 months of course duration. 1 month Power Apps, 1 month Power Automate. So along with these 2 skills, you are going to learn SharePoint, Dataverse, and SQL concepts also. So not complete SharePoint developer, guys. So there are in Power Apps and Power Automate, we'll use some concepts in the SharePoint, some concepts in Dataverse and SQL. So whichever the concepts is required for us while creating the app and while doing the automations, those concepts I'll cover. These are the databases. These are called as what databases. We are going to use these 3 databases in our curriculum, right? In the classes, we'll use these 3 data sources. So these are the skills you are going to learn in the 2 months of course duration. And next, coming to the registered students, guys, people, those who got registered with us. So registered students, you'll get the everyday class notes, everyday class recording you will get. And also I'll share the recordings, all the recordings with you. You have the access for the recordings for 2 years. 2 years you have the access for the recordings. So you'll be getting this type of link, guys, Google Sheet link. So I'll update here on the daily basis. Topic name, which topic we covered, that class video, topic name, class video, that topic video, and that class notes. So everything you will get on the daily basis, right? So I'll share the interview question answers with you, resumes, project details, and mock interviews also will conduct. Apart from this, these are all the things you'll get, people, those who got registered. Apart from that, you'll get what additionally? License. So to practice Power Apps and Power Automate, you need to have the Microsoft Microsoft developer account, guys. So if you want to purchase this Microsoft account, it will be 5,000 per month, 5,000 Indian rupees per month, 5,000 plus, there is no doubt. But you don't want to purchase this account, guys. We'll provide the license for you up to 6 months for free. You don't want to pay any amount to us. We'll provide it for free of cost. Up to 6 months, we'll provide for practice. And also, as I said, that live classes access is up to how many months? 6 months from the date of joining. So these are all the things you'll get, people, those who got registered. And also coming to the Power Platform training, we have one WhatsApp community, guys. What I observed here is most of the people is not joining in the community. So what benefits you'll get in the joining in the community means you will get the latest updates regarding Power Platform training into your WhatsApp, guys. So WhatsApp means at least you will see every half an hour, right? Minimum at least every half an hour you'll go and open WhatsApp. So if you want to get the latest updates to your WhatsApp, then you people join in the community, guys. So, right? Why? Because every update regarding Power Platform, I'll keep in that community. Not only that, even today's class video, today's class notes, next new batch details, all those things I'll go and update in the same community. You can join in the community so that you'll get the latest updates, right? Fine. Okay. Next, if you have any questions regarding the fees details and the other batch timings, you can reach out to my team. This is my front office team details, guys. This is my front office team details. I'm keeping the front office team details also in the chat box. If you want, you can reach out to them, right? Fine. So now let's go with the questions, guys. I'll take the questions. Before going to take the questions, the most commonly asking question from most of the students, what's the most commonly asking question is there any prerequisite to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? So to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, you need to have any prior knowledge in the IT or in the programming? The answer is no, not required, guys. No prerequisites to learn Power Apps and Power Automate. So why? Because in Power Apps and Power Automate, majority of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using some GUI options. GUI means just drag and drop. Remaining work, 30 to 40% of the work will be done by using some functions. By using what? Some functions. So functions means like Excel functions, how the functions will have in the Excel, somewhat similar functions will have. So here you don't require any coding language like C, Java, Python, .NET. You don't require any prior coding knowledge to learn Power Apps and Power. As majority of the work will be done GUI, remaining work also done by using just some functions. So anybody can learn this. So people, those who have some career gap, people who want to switch their careers, people who are working in non-IT, switching to IT, and people, those who are working in SharePoint, Power BI, Dynamics 365, .NET, Java. So all these people, they can learn it, right? So this course is suitable for all the different people, right? So there is no prerequisites to learn this course. And I'll stop here now. I'll stop here today. And I'll take the questions now. So next class will be on when? So if you are looking for the new batch, I'll start the new batch on coming Wednesday. That is morning batch, 9 to 10:30 a.m. So just a few days back, I started one batch in the evening. That is on Monday. Monday I started. One class is completed. So who are looking for evening batch, for whom this time is feasible, you can reach out to my team. This is my team, front office team details, and my team will provide more information to you to continue in this batch. If you want to continue in this batch, you can just right now reach out to my team and collect the details. And today 7:30 p.m. I'll see you there. This is for only people who are looking for evening slot. For anyway, I'll start the morning fresh batch on coming Wednesday. Right? Fine. So now let's go the questions, guys. Now online people, first I'll go with online. Online people, now if you have any questions, please raise your hands. I'll talk to you one-on-one. If you have any questions now, you can raise your hands.